What's up, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new episode of Hybrid TV, the podcast where we break down the latest and greatest entertainment in the small screen. I'm joined, as always, by usual suspect, Tim.
How's it going, everyone?
So let's talk that DC streaming service, which is still completely unnamed, but we are getting Titans, that live-action Teen Titans series coming next year. We got our first look at Brenton Thwaites as Robin/Nightwing. Great costume. Much better than I was expecting it to be. I was
At least from the waist
surprised.
up. We have no idea what it looks like from the waist
He's
down.
wearing a skirt, actually. It's Robin's
He's wearing
battle
a kilt. Please.
Yeah, Robin's battle kilt. No, I mean, I'm assuming it looks as good from the waist down as it does from the waist up because it was so much better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Especially when they were so, me and Josh had a conversation about this. We were pretty adamant that he is going to become Nightwing by the end of the season, but I am pretty adamant that it's going to be this thing where instead of Superman once told me this story, it's literally probably going to be Starfire. He's like, there were two heroes on my planet. And that's probably going to be the way they decide to play it in this series. But the Robin suit gives me hope that it's not going to be that bad.
Nightwing and Blorksnarg.
There you go. The legend Borksnarg. Definitely translates. But no, we definitely have some other exciting news about this series. Honestly, this is one of my most anticipated shows for next year. Especially everything we keep learning about it. It looks great. But it looks like Wonder Girl, a long kind of anticipated character. She's been a more, classic member of the team. She kind of took a break for a little bit, and then she back in the New 52. She was back on the team. But she was a big question mark. A lot of people were thinking, if you go with the animated series, she was not on the team. But it does look like they're casting Wonder Girl for Titans. It doesn't seem like she'll be in the team to start. I mean, she wasn't in the original set of casting calls. But that hashtag show released a new casting call that seemed to indicate that she was showing up as a recurring guest star with an option for series regular next season. And it reads, Ruth Gibbs, intriguing, female, 20s, Caucasian or Latina or Middle Eastern or ethnically ambiguous. So I think you made the comment, Tim, that it was okay. So basically, Gal Gadot.
Yeah, it's like Caucasian or Latino or Middle Eastern or fuck it, whatever. Just look like Gal
Whatever
Gadot.
Gal Gadot is, confident and kick-ass, educated. Now they teamed up with some guys over at the Titans podcast and basically said, you look at the clues, you look at the wide kind of net they're casting in terms of ethnicity. And also, I think they did mention the fact it's very explicit in this casting call that it's a recurring guest star this season with an option for a season regular or series regular next season. Definitely would hint at someone like Donna Troy. So that's what they're pegging it as. What do you think about this edition? I kind of agree with their conclusion. That's really the only character that comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
What do you think about Donna Troy?
Well, we talked about this on the show before. Donna Troy was the character who I wanted to come to the show the most.
That's true. You were pretty dead set on that.
Yeah, because she didn't get to be with the team in outside media for a while because someone owned the TV rights to her somehow. Just her, not anyone else from Wonder Woman.
That's true. That's actually a really good point. So that is why she wasn't on the Teen Titans animated series, correct?
Yeah, that's why she was. Well, they had her in background shots sometimes, but that's why she couldn't be on the team for it. And then it's also why she wasn't in the first season of Young Justice because they just got the rights back while they were producing that season.
So they were trying to work that out. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, her comic book backstory and her comic book arcs have been a little messy as well. She hasn't been the most present character, throughout.
Well, her comic book arcs are a mess just because she was created by accident.
That's true. Whoopsie. Definitely a big mistake. But no, she definitely has kind of come back. I'm really excited to see her in the team, on the team. It's shaping up to be a really weird, mashup of potentially what might be one of the more faithful shows that we've ever seen. At least in terms of the way they're handling, Raven. It seems like they're going to be messing with some Trigon stuff this season. We get that first look at Brenton Thwaites, and it looks fantastic. I'm really excited. I would be curious. I mean, Luke isn't normally on this show. I don't know that we're going to discuss this on Super Friends when we record that tomorrow, but I'd be interested to see what he thinks about this, too. I'm not sure if he's pro Donna Troy or not.
Right.
I was going to say, we'll pipe Luke in and post. He'll be like, no. But
well, whatever.
basically. But speaking of Titans, we actually have another really, really interesting potential casting call from that hashtag show, and they've just had these scoops, the lines on this series. So, round of applause for them. Our studio audiences, you can't hear it right now, but they're clapping. Yeah, exactly. Something to that effect. They got the Hawk and Dove casting months before that actually happened, and they've been like spot on with everything else that's come up. They have this line, man. I don't know if it's they get these casting calls and then they make really good guesses, or if they get these casting calls and they have sources going, yeah, by the way, that's actually done at Troy. But it does definitely seem like they are batting 1,000 on this series. So once again, huge hats off to them. Definitely go check them out. But this was really interesting. Just let me read the casting call, and I'll ask you to maybe think about who this might be. Young John. Oh, hold on. This is young John Crossland, male, Caucasian, to play 10-13, athletic, lean, approximately 5 foot tall, and not afraid of heights. Recurring guest star. Now, this would, of course, seem to be a flashback for a young Dick Grayson. Specifically, you say not afraid of heights, athletic. If you remember, Dick Grayson was part of the Flying Graysons, trapeze act.
We're going to put you in mortal danger. Please don't be afraid of it.
It's okay. Circus boy, and you got to be ready to get down with that. But then there's another even more interesting. So that would seem to indicate that there's going to be a flashback. A young John Crossland, a young Dick Grayson is going to show up in these flashbacks. There's another one, potentially either in the flashbacks or in modern day. Dave Story, and these are all fill-in names when I say them. Dave Story, male, mid-30s to 40s, Caucasian. The downfalls of others only make this man stronger. Polished, unwavering. And then a really interesting note, think a young Jack Nicholson. Now this is really, really kind of interesting. They contend, if that first person is Dick Grayson, which I think it obviously is, this one is a little more broad, but they contend specifically, downfall of others only make this man stronger. The age would be right, polished and unwavering. They're not, they say up front they're not confident about this guess, but their guess is potentially Bruce Wayne. And that doesn't necessarily make no sense. I think obviously if you're doing, a Nightwing story, you could just handle it off screen and say it's like, I'm not answering Bruce's calls right now, or me and Bruce having a strange relationship. I mean, it's not, you could explain it away pretty easily, but I think maybe they're trying to avoid that altogether and just, get it out of the way and have Bruce Wayne show up. I mean, we've seen that they used to call it the Batbargo, but we've seen that the TV embargo is kind of lifted because they do Superman on Supergirl. I mean, Titans is obviously going to be set in another universe. Bruce Wayne, not another realm of possibility, and I would love to see him show up. What do you think about this?
Honestly, based on the description, it sounds more like the Joker.
Well, they say young Jack Nicholson. I think that's what is going to trip up so many people.
Well, young Jack Nicholson, but also downfall of others makes him stronger, clean and polished. Like, it sounds like the more dapper Joker, like more classic Joker.
It definitely could be as well. I think so. Let me see what they say about the young Jack Nicholson. I can't really find anything. They say the young Jack Nicholson calls to mind the slicker portrayal that Christian Bale brought to Bruce's public persona. And I don't know about all that. I mean, when I think young Jack Nicholson, I kind of think The Shining, which I guess isn't really young Jack Nicholson. It's just younger than he is now.
Yeah.
But definitely an interesting choice. I think a lot of people just remember Jack for like anger management and, of course, playing the Joker. Definitely really interesting. It could be the Joker. That's a good point. Would you want the Joker in Titans, though?
I mean, as a guest star, I'm fine with the Joker showing up. I wouldn't want him to be like a recurring antagonist.
That definitely would be kind of an interesting move, especially when it sounds like so much of this season is going to be geared towards... No, I think their main villain is going to be the Acolyte, and it's going to deal probably pretty heavily with the Trigon stuff. So I would definitely be interested to see if whether if it is the Joker or if it is kind of either a flashback Bruce Wayne or a modern day Bruce Wayne. I would be very, very interested to see how that plays into
Yeah, I think that's just based off of Dick being in the show and this potentially being the Joker or Bruce Wayne, that Bruce Wayne will show up at some point in the series. Because if they can use the Joker, I'm pretty much guaranteed they can use Batman.
Oh yeah, I mean they use the Joker's currently on Gotham, or they won't call him the Joker, but the Joker is on Gotham. Let's not pussyfoot around it like Fox seems to always want to do. Superman is on Supergirl. You know, the embargo is not what it once was. I mean, they have a whole Flash TV show. Deathstroke, another prime example. It's not what it once was.
Yeah.
So I think either way, for either character, it could happen. And I guess that just brings us to you, the people. You know, tell us who you think that description is in a terrible Bane impression.